take to elevate from really good where you guys have been in years past to being great where you guys want to be?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the years past, it's just come down to being able to execute in these big moments. And I feel like the past couple of years we've put ourselves in positions to do that. And to be honest, I feel like we haven't executed. And so for this year, with this team, we've had a lot of the guys with experience handle all this in the right way. We've been here before. The coaches have been here before. So we're really excited to, be able to capitalize this year. So that's our goal, and we're going to find out.
Our next question will be from Travis Hines of the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Brock, what as a group has the tight end position provided for you guys' offense so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, all three of our tight ends are really like the leaders of the offense as far as having experience. They're out there for really half the snaps and, always doing something, whether blocking, catching, making plays, that kind of thing, and bringing energy to our offense. So they've done a really good job with that this year, and I know down the stretch we're going to need them, and they're going to do their job, and obviously being able to lead when needed, and so they've done a great job of that this year, and they're going to continue to do that.
What's their versatility? I guess all three of them. What kind of mismatches or problems does that cause for opposing defenses?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like they all do a great job of doing their job blocking, but when it comes to the pass game, they've done a great job just with the mismatches on safeties and linebackers, and we saw that last week with Charlie's touchdown. That was just a one-on-one, situation with the safety, and he's got speed, he's got his size and everything like that. So just that kind of mismatch that we have throughout the game is pretty sweet. It's nice as a quarterback knowing that they're really an option every single play as far as passing the ball. So I'm really blessed to have them on my side, and excited to see what they do down the stretch.
Our next question will be from Randy Peterson of the Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Coach Campbell has said a couple of times on this teleconference, and including today, that he likes the pod system, the 3-3-3 games, that the schedule you guys are playing, and he wouldn't mind it going forward if it becomes national somehow. What are your thoughts on that? And is playing the pod system that you're playing now, is it an advantage, disadvantage? Just what are your views on that?
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons to it. As far as it being a good thing, like it's nice to have a week of getting healthy, getting guys right, and being fresh for the next 3 games. The season can wear on your bodies. Our team has gone through that past couple of years. When we get to like late November and everything like that, we have a lot of guys who are sort of worn down. But this year I feel like guys are fresh. They feel good. After playing 3 games, you're able to regen a little bit and then get going again. So that's been nice. The only downside to it, I would say, is just having that consistent mentality of, all right, we played good last week, we can continue to build off that this week in a game, where you can sort of come off a bye week feeling a little off sometimes, but other than that, I think it's been a good thing for us this year, and I think down the road it might be a good thing for teams to do in the years to come. So
All right, thank you very much.
Yep.
Next question comes from John Schaefer of WOI. Go ahead, John.
Brock, what's your finals workload look like?
Can you say it again?
What does your finals workload look like?
Man, for me, just I'm in communication studies for my major, so just a bunch of papers that I have to type up for my finals. I have a couple quizzes and exams, but I think I've knocked that out for the most part with the online courses, so that I could focus on the last couple games here. So that's been nice this year. It's been different, but it's been nice.
Is that something coaches talk to you guys about? Managing that the academic workload as you get, especially with finals being mid-season this year?
Yeah, definitely. Just the way everything has panned out this year as far as our schedule being different. I do feel like we're able to get things done in the classroom in the right way and be efficient, and so that, like Coach has said, we're able to focus on this final stretch. So obviously school gets done on Thanksgiving, and from there we're able to focus on what we need to focus on down the stretch. So it's been nice, to be honest.
And I know I've asked you about your brother before. He had his first touchdown this past weekend. Were you able to call him, congratulate him, any of that this weekend?
Yeah, we FaceTimed, and I was congratulating him, and he was happy about that. But I mean, he's a competitor. He wants to win, so he was a little upset about, how they, obviously couldn't get the dub. But he was really excited about being out there and just competing his butt off. And yeah, I called him, and we were laughing about some stuff and having a good time about it. So I'm really happy for him.
In your participants menu, and we'll get those going.
Nice to get the scrubs out of here. Get the big dog up here. What we got today, boys? I missed you guys.
Well, the person who missed you the most apparently is John Schaefer of WOI. He'll have the first question. Go ahead, John.
What's up, John? How you doing?
Good. How's it going, Charlie?
Not bad. Not bad.
What's your finals workload look like this year?
Yeah, I mean, we are student athletes. I got a couple finals. I'm graduating this semester, so we can talk it through actually. So I got a project for my senior design. We're designing a land plane for like a company, so we're working on that. Got to finish that presentation, and then we got a presentation. Let me think. That's due this week. Then we have a report for that class, and then for my fire safety class, I think I have an assignment due next week. I actually don't know if I have a final or not. And then for my biomaterials class, I was going to have a final on Saturday, but I can't do it that day because we're playing that day, and so I'm actually taking it Monday. So that's the hardest one. But I only have 9 hours because I'm graduating this semester, so we'll get it done. I'm ready to go.
Gotcha. How important has it been to navigate your final schedule with, being mid-season this year versus years past?
I mean, I only got like 1 final, so it's not that bad. My hours are down because you can take less credits when you're about to graduate. So it hasn't been that bad for me. I know for other guys it's been kind of hard when they have more credits or more classes, but it hasn't been too bad.
Thanks.
Our next question comes from Travis Hines of the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Hey, Charlie, I'm just curious, could you evaluate, I guess, your whole position group on how you guys feel like you've played thus far this season, what you guys have brought to the table for the offense?
Yeah, we're doing all right. I mean, we're 5-2, so that's the most important stat. But I think Dylan's a pretty special player. Chase is a special player, and we've been able to contribute. But like I said, we try not to focus too much on our room. We more focus on the entire building. It doesn't matter if tight ends have 10 touchdowns if we lose the game. So I think we've helped the team out, but we can continue to improve, especially this week. It's a big week. They're a good team. Got to be ready to play.
Where, I guess, if you had to pick an area or two where you would like to see that improvement, where would it be?
I mean, obviously we can just keep being open for Brock, make it easy for Brock, and then in the run game, I thought we've been pretty good. There's things we all can clean up, and just making it as easy for Brees as possible. And Kane and Johnny and everyone, how we're so loaded in the backfield, it's nice. And just improving in all aspects of the game, creating edges, getting separation, just little things here and there.
What have you seen from defenses trying to counter, the different looks that you all three can bring, and obviously, playing that many tight ends is not something, that a lot of defenses probably see week in and week out unless they're playing you guys.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes teams try to play man so they can put more guys in the box. Some other guys do different stuff. Everyone plays it differently. I think we're one of the only teams in the Big 12 who consistently uses 13 personnel. So teams play it differently, whether they're playing odd or even or something. So it's a little different. Sometimes you got to guess because, you don't know what you're going to get if you haven't seen it on film before. But, teams try different things. Some teams load the box. Some teams try to treat us as normal receivers. Some teams try different things. And we just try to address it, attack it, no matter what it is.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yep.
Our next question will be from Randy Peterson of the Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Charlie, what are the keys to success for playing successful football on a crappy day, which Saturday, as of now, it's not supposed to be the greatest. How does that affect you as a player?
At the end of the day, we still got to score more points than them. So that's the first thing we look at is how do we execute at the end of the game to be ahead by 1 point or more on the scoreboard. And so, in a bad weather day, you got to tuck the football. You got to make sure you watch it, especially if it's right. It might be raining, might not. I don't know. How accurate the forecast is when it gets crazy. So you got to tuck the football. Got to be good ball security, And then also, you just got to make sure your cleats are in the ground, especially when you're playing on turf field, not turf, playing on grass. And so you got to make sure your cleats are in the ground and your brakes and your blocks and stuff. Just kind of taking a step back, focusing on your fundamentals. It's like every other week, just got to be a little more locked in for certain things.
I have one more thing. Matt said when he was on earlier that he likes the pod system, the schedule system.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He gets, yeah.
What, did you like it? Are you in favor of it?
I mean, it's pretty sweet, like in terms to get nice breaks, but it seems like the season's been forever. We haven't played that many games, which sucks because, I mean, it's just you're giving him more excuses to make us be here and work out and practice without games. So it's like heaven for him. So, but yeah, no, I'm kidding. I mean, it's nice to get breaks. Like everyone's body's fresher than it normally is, but also, I mean, we've only played 7 games and we're in the middle of November, which kind of sucks because we like to play more. But yeah, and there's definitely pros and cons of it. But it'd be nice to get back to normal eventually, whenever we do.
All right, thank you. Good luck Saturday.
Appreciate it.
Our next question will be from Michael Swain of 247 Sports. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Charlie. I'm just wondering, Kansas State is having some issues with their COVID numbers. I'm wondering if that's something that you guys kind of monitor from afar, or is that something you guys even talk about, amongst yourselves?
You lost me. Are you talking about COVID numbers within our program or talking about monitoring their COVID numbers?
Within their program. I know that Coach Kleinman, they have some guys out right now.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like before we play everyone, everyone gets healthy right before they play us. And so we just assume that we're going to play the best players they have, and if not, we'll play their backups. The thing about football is, even the best teams, they still – you substitute someone in, most of the time it's the same stuff. Like it's just a different player. So we try to treat it like that. And then also, we try to treat it when we're breaking down individual game players, that there's just more players you got to be ready to go against. Usually there's only 3 or 4 DNs you'll play in a game. But with COVID, you might study 8 or maybe study 8 safeties instead of 4 or whatever. So there's little things we have to be a little more aware of as the depth chart and how they play. But it's nothing too crazy compared to a normal game week.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our next question will be from Mark Freund of WHO TV. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Charlie, you touched on the pod system, but I asked Matt this too. What have you noticed are the differences between maybe your first bye week to that mid-season bye week to the one you have now? Are you noticing differences in terms of what you guys have had to adjust on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I golfed like 4 times in the mid-season bye week. It was beautiful out. I didn't shoot super well. But that's okay. I beat my roommates. I lost my roommate. I beat my other friends. So that's good. But besides that, on the field, I mean, there's always a little more intense practice at the beginning of the season when you're fresher. You could back up and be a little more cerebral and do more walkthroughs later in the season. But over that, it's pretty similar. The way the strength staff and the coaches have done a great job. So it's pretty chill.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
And those are all the questions we have for you this week, Charlie.
Got one more.
Hopping in at the last second.
There we go.
Randy Peterson from Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Got a late one.
Thanks. I have my memory. I forget to ask questions.
No, we're good.
Hey, I just thought of this. I'm working on the Landon Acres.
Nice.
What do you think of when you think of Landon?
The end zone. We're going to find it eventually. We're looking. We're searching, and we're going to find it. I think he might have the most yards in college football history without scoring, and I don't get it because he's so fast and so athletic and an amazing guy and one of my favorite guys in the whole team. But we're going to find it. I don't know if we got to do it. We're going to do it. But in all seriousness, I mean, I love him. He's been here for 12 years. He's a good leader. He's a good worker. He's a good player. Also, he's just a good dude. So, yeah, all positive things.
All right. Thanks. You're awesome.
All right. See you guys.
All right, Anthony, our first question for you this week will be from John Schaefer of WOI. Go ahead, John.
Anthony, you guys are playing meaningful football here in November once again. What's it going to take for you to elevate from being really good like you have been years past to getting to that great echelon?
I would say just going back and relying on our fundamentals. I feel like that's something we lacked in the past years. That's something that is really what's going to help us win these November games.
And then how have you seen your personal evolution kind of form over the last couple of years since joining Iowa State?
I just been getting better each year, and the games slowing down year by year, and I'm actually having fun. Like I'm playing free.
Thank you.
Once again, if you have a question for Anthony, please use the raise hand button in your participants menu. Our next question will be from Ben Visser of the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Ben, once you unmute yourself, you're good.
You just mentioned that you've been playing with a lot of joy and a lot of freedom. What's allowed you to grow to that level, to be able to play with joy and be free out there?
Honestly, I would say reps. All the reps that I got in the past 3 years, and really, really knowing the defense in and out, and just having fun with it. That's what allowed me.
Thank you.
Our next question will be from Jeff Beecham of KGAN. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Anthony. I mean, with Kansas State, you know, they relied on two young guys in Will Howard and Deuce. What have you seen out of their offense, and about how explosive and quick those guys can be, you know, in a QB and kind of running back wide receiver duo?
Yeah, they're young, but they make plays. Both of them, I think, are playmakers, especially 22. He can go the distance at any given moment. They're a disciplined football team, physical. You got to be on your stuff, or, hey, they're in the end zone right before you know it.
All right, that's all we got for you this week, Anthony. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank y'all.